When you think about famous F1 circuits, the likes of Silverstone, Monza, Monaco come to mind. One of these is not like the others though. Monaco is just one of a number of street circuits on the calendar, and that number's only set to rise. There's a clear difference between a traditional circuit and a street circuit. One is a purpose-built facility on private land, the other is, as it sounds, a race through the streets of a major city. Monaco's the famous example, twisting and turning through the streets of the Principality with iconic backgrounds and, let's be honest, not a lot of overtaking. But from 2026, there'll be a record 10 street circuits on the calendar. It proves that cash remains king. Each track promoter gives F1 between $20 and $60 million just for the rights to host an F1 race. And when Saudi Arabia pays upwards of $100 million, you can see why it's an attractive prospect for the sport. But is it all positive? Well, the drivers aren't that bothered. If you ask a majority of them, they'll tell you historic circuits at Silverstone, Spa, Monza, Zandvoort, they're the favourites. For the sports organisers, though, it kind of makes sense. In 2025, Monaco had a record 2.3 million strong viewership in the US alone. Meanwhile, for the British Grand Prix several weeks later, 1.5 million tuned in. So while these races may not be rip-roaring, all-out action, thrill rides we want as race fans, people are tuning in even more, and bosses can demand even more cash.
My mind is blown. That was a simply sensational game at Ellen Road. I am looking at the scenes there now. That south stand at Ellen Road is in absolute raptures. It really is a sight to behold. Ellen Road in full voice as they have rescued a point against Liverpool. What is happening, everyone? My name is Rory Jennings, and this is the Rory Jennings Show. It has been a sensational day of football. The full-time whistle was just blown at Ellen Road, and it ended a pulsating clash that ended Leeds United 3, Liverpool 3. What a week for Leeds United. There have also been some other amazing games throughout the day, including Aston Villa beating Arsenal 2-1 in the last minute at Villa Park. Combine that result with the fact that Manchester City beat Sunderland 3-0 at the Etihad. And my question to you, ladies and gentlemen, is, do we have a title race? Is the title race truly up and running? We are live on Prime Video, so come and see us in our glorious studio in full HD. But now it's all about you, your opinions, so give us a call. 03717 223344. That's 03717 223344. You can air your views to the nation next on the Rory Jennings Show on talkSPORT. My mind is actually blown. Generally, I do a little bit of a chat here. I have a conversation about the beauty of the Premier League. I talk about, give you some information on what's happened this amazing, electrifying day of Premier League football. But I think the only thing we can do here is go straight to the phone lines. I think that we just need to hear exactly what Andy, the Liverpool fan, needs to say. You are live on talkSPORT, sir. I cannot believe what we have just witnessed at Ellen Road. Tell me about it.
Hi, Rory. Yeah, I can. This was a night of three things, so I'll give you three words. Get slot out.
Is it that drastic now?
It's appalling. I've watched every game this season and last season, and it's slow, it's monotonous, it's boring. There's no effort, there's no desire. It's just technical football. It's almost like trying to be attack v defence in every game. And when we lose the ball, nobody wants to work for it except for 2, maybe 3 players.
With that in mind, Andy, do you know what? With that in mind, I'm not saying you're wrong because, I mean, in actual fact, I agree with what you're saying. But what doesn't make sense to me, it doesn't chime with the way that I see Arne Slot at all. This time last year, Slot was a genius. You won the league by 10 points. It wasn't your league to win, and you won it by 10 points. How has it gone this badly, this quickly?
Rory, mate, last season, I said this to the guys before, we were just the best of a bad bunch. If you look at our points tally was actually really low. It wasn't that we actually played really well. We just grinded out results. We didn't score many goals. We didn't concede many goals. We just kept the ball. We literally won games by possession. And if you listen to Slot when he talks in his interviews, he thinks we're playing really well because we have the ball a lot.
Yeah.
Just because you've got possession doesn't mean you're going to win a game of football.
I just can't believe that this is happening, and I really can't.
I can.
Can I put this?
I genuinely can, mate. I'm sorry to interrupt you,
No,
mate.
please do.
Honestly, I said to my folks, when we spent this like 500 million or whatever it was, I said it was ridiculous because you're ripping out a title-winning team to put in players that you think are going to be the super signings, but they're just fashionable signings. You had a team that was proven. It's gone years and years of competing with the title and won it twice. And instead of just, consolidating it, like Luis Diaz wanted a bigger contract. He deserved it. He'd worked his socks off for years. He deserved it. There were other players who deserved their contracts, but we didn't give it them. And instead, we went out and spent stupid amounts of money on players that actually we just didn't need. And if you look at whenever any team has ever done that and sort of just spent loads of money, it's never worked.
No.
Liverpool have never
amazing.
worked.
It's amazing, Andy. Do you know everything that you've said there? I completely agree with. I didn't anticipate it going this badly. The only thing I can say, I'm going to put a slightly more positive spin on it than Andy was ready to concede there. Liverpool are unbeaten in a week. When you think of the form that preceded this week, they are unbeaten in a week. The question, though, off the back of the points that have been accumulated this week, Mohamed Salah has been left on the bench for every game. The 5-point haul that Liverpool managed to secure this week, in the last 7 days, was all done with Mohamed Salah starting on the bench. What does that tell us about Liverpool? What does that tell us about Mohamed Salah's future at the club? Liverpool fans, I really do want to hear from you, primarily because I need you to educate me. I need to understand what is going on at your club. 03717 22 3344. We're going to go to the phone lines now again, and we're going to speak to Carl, the Liverpool fan. Carl, sir, you are live on talkSPORT.
Evening.
How are you?
Well, I've been better.
Yeah. What's going on? How did you press the self-destruct button there? You were cruising. Hugo Ekitike puts you 2-0 up. It was game over. I'm looking at the league table. I'm looking at the league table, Carl, and I'm a Chelsea fan. And I'm saying to anybody that will listen, I've just said to our producer, I'm like, Liverpool are on the same points as us. This is a disaster for us. You had the points wrapped up. You were securing those points. I was concerned about the momentum that you were building. And you just pressed the self-destruct button. Did you see it coming?
The problem we've had all season, and I've been saying for 2.5 seasons, is 2 words: Ibrahima Konate. That guy should never wear the Liverpool shirt ever again. He is not good enough. He thinks he's world class. He makes mistakes every single game, and several in a game, and they are costing us dearly. But also, Van Dijk's not been up to speed. I don't agree with the people who say we've spent all this money and it's not working, because other teams have done it, and it's not worked either for them or it has worked for them. It's down to the players. If you're good enough, you should be able to slot in a team, literally, pardon the pun, and do a job. That's what you get paid, 400, 300, £250,000 a week. £250,000 a week to play football is ridiculous anyway, but they're just not playing well enough. But it doesn't, like you, the self-destruct button starts with Konate. He should not have been picked for the last 1.5 to 2 months.
Yeah.
The guy is a liability. I'd put Gravenberch back there.
Do you know what,
I'd
Carl? I don't
put
disagree.
Gomez in there.
I don't disagree.
Put Endo, somebody else.
I've never seen a Liverpool player that I can think of off the top of my head. Maybe Lovren. Dejan Lovren loved the ricket, didn't he? Dejan Lovren would often do something ridiculous and cost his team. But I don't think that I can think of a player that has represented Liverpool, that has made so many mistakes so often, done the wrong thing as Konate. Like, this is incomparable to anything. Like, there's no way that you should have sold Quansah.
No. We shouldn't have got rid of the goalkeeper for a start. When there was rumours that Alisson wanted to go, we should have said to Alisson, if you want to go to Saudi and get £1 million a week, then go with our blessing. He's injury prone. A couple of times a season he's been out the last few years. Kelleher stood in and done extremely well. We should have kept the lad. We should have made him potentially our number one. Mamadashvili's not a bad goalkeeper, but I think we bought decent players and we've bought some excellent players. They're all saying, Diaz, you shouldn't have sold him. He wanted to go. You can't keep a player if he doesn't want to play for you. His head was turned by Barcelona. They couldn't afford him, so he went to Bayern Munich. A bit like Harry Kane. I don't believe all this. Well, you spent £500 million and you're rubbish, because. It's not down to the fact that the players are rubbish. It's down to the fact that maybe they've got this thing in their head that they were just going to walk through the season again because we've bought these players. But he's taken off Ekitike. I wouldn't have put Isak on. I'd have left him off.
Yeah, I mean, do you know what? There's so many problems, aren't there? There are so many problems, Carl. There are so many problems to deal with for Liverpool. Arne Slot being one of them. Like, I cannot work out what's gone so wrong. Really, really poor. We're going to change directions now. We're going to stay with the phone lines, but we're going to talk to a jubilant Aston Villa fan, Gemma.
Hello.
How are you? You're live on talkSPORT.
I'm okay. I've recovered from my chest infection.
Well, I'm glad to hear that.
Just about.
Good. I wish your health well.
Thank you.
Were you at Villa Park today?
No, can't afford it, mate. But I did listen to it on the YouTube on a couple of people that watch it. There's people. What do you call them?
YouTubers.
Live stream people.
YouTubers. Yeah. Okay, yeah, nice. What do you think of Aston Villa in a title race?
Yes. 100%. I mean, no one can touch us, really. I mean, Liverpool might have had a nudge, but I mean, they're not exactly touching anyone else, are they? Pardon the expression. They're not. I mean, really. I mean, I am jubilant. You've got the right word there, right? Because not only is this like good football and brilliant for Villa and brilliant for England, but we are playing well. You know what I mean? We're playing well, and so you can be proud. Even if we lost that game, you'd still be proud.
Who caught your eye today?
Pardon?
Who caught your eye today?
Well, I didn't watch it, but I would say Cash. And then the guy that at the end, I can't even remember his name now, obviously, the 95th minute. So basically what I did was I watched this, these YouTubers and got the 1-0. Right, fell asleep, woke up and it was 1-1.
Lovely work, Gemma. Yeah, Emi Buendia, I think, was the name. But no, it's lovely. It's lovely to hear that you're so happy there. It is an incredible result for Aston Villa, no doubt. And any Aston Villa fans, particularly if you were there today, were you in the Holt End? I imagine that it was rocking like it was 1982 all over again. I imagine it was absolutely insane in there. When Emi Buendia banged it home past Arsenal, it must have been such a moment. And Villa fans, I want to know, are you in a title race? Do get in touch. 03717 223344. Liverpool fans as well, talk to me. What is going on? Who are you blaming for yet another defeat or yet another moment where you have dropped points, throwing points away? Leeds United fans, tell me, how does it feel? What a week for you. Were you in that South Stand today, singing along to I Predict a Riot? Truly, truly unbelievable day of Premier League football. To quote talkSPORT Sam Matterface, we now have a title race. You listen to the Rory Jennings Show on talkSPORT. What an unbelievable day of Premier League action we have had. A truly, truly outstanding day. And Leeds United have drawn 3-3 with Liverpool at Ellen Road. I cannot believe what we have seen. The significance of this, the ramifications of this are going to be huge. Let's go straight back to the phone lines now. We're going to speak to Richard, the Liverpool fan. Richard, sir, you're live on talkSPORT.
Hello there. I just want to say it sounds like I'm in a minority, but I 100% want Arne Slot to stay.
Look, I think there's a rationale to it. He won the league. The Geezer won the league last year. On some level, it's fair to say that if you win the league one year, you almost get a pass. You extend a courtesy to a league-winning manager that gives them the following season. I don't think it's a wild theory, Richard.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Liverpool are a proud club. We're not a firing club. And I'm disappointed at the questions even being asked, to be honest. I mean, this season is the transition year we thought we were going to have last year. And you show me a title-winning team that doesn't try to strengthen. I think the only mistake we made that we was too ambitious. We signed some players that we didn't need, and by that I mean Isaac. I think we should have gone with Ekitike. We signed him after we thought we'd missed out on Isaac. And then I think we should have made Palace an offer they couldn't refuse for Gahey and gone with the attacking talent we've got.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that, Richard, but are you worried at all about the way that Slot has handled it? Like, things. I think a lot of what you said, I think you can rationalise. A lot of what you said, I believe, is justified. But ultimately, the game management, it's not acceptable, is it?
There are some aspects of things that he's done that I don't agree with. I think he's been too loyal to Canate, who I think is an absolute unmitigated liability. And I'd also like to say that I think he's been a liability since he signed for the club, and not just under Slot. I think we're suffering from not signing two centre backs, and in the end we just signed one who, unfortunately, got injured in his first game. Yeah, some of Slot's decision making has been questionable, but he's had a new team that he's had to kind of embed new players, new talents in.
Is there a line for you, Richard? Is there a line in the sand? So where we are at the moment isn't where you decide that it's enough. But do you feel like there is a moment? So currently, Liverpool reside 8th in the Premier League table, below Crystal Palace, symbolically below Everton, below Sunderland. At what point would you say enough is enough, and maybe you need to go into the market for a new manager?
This season, nothing. He has to be given this season. As I said, I'm disappointed at the questions even being asked. He needs time to embed these new players into a new philosophy. He's basically blending two teams into one. We had to strengthen. If he hadn't signed players in the close season, he'd have been criticised for not doing that. Now he has. I think he's almost a victim of his own success because no one expected Slot to win the league in his first season. We couldn't stand still, and we had to try to sign players. I mean, we was praised for signing Wirtz. He was called Liverpool signed a world superstar. All right, he's not had a great start, but I think everyone accepts that he will come good eventually. But
do you know what, Richard? A lot of what you say chimes with the way I see the situation. I just feel like there is a slight over-generosity. You're a team that has been beaten at the G-Tech by Brentford. You're a team that lost 3-0 at home to Nottingham Forest. These results are just unacceptable, aren't they? For the champions, regardless of whether it's Liverpool, regardless of the circumstances, whatever team won the league, the following season you are expected to launch a serious and sustained defence of your league title. Liverpool haven't retained a league title since the early 80s. This is a pitiful attempt, isn't it?
I do. It is pitiful, and it's the mark of a truly great team that you can put up a sustained title defence. All the great teams do, like Manchester United. I think they won it, 3 years in a row?
3 in a row. Man City just did 4 in a row.
Yeah,
Liverpool haven't done it for 40 years.
Yes, you're right. This is an absolute embarrassment. That it's not even a poor defence of the title. It's not a defence of the title, and that is completely unacceptable. But I still don't think it even comes close to being at the point where we need to question Slot, his tactics, or what he achieved for the team last season. He's trying to build a new team. He's trying to evolve the team, and he has to be given time to do that. If at this stage next season we continue in a bad vein and he doesn't address the defensive issues, then yeah, I don't think he'd be immune from asking those questions. We won't be immune from asking those questions about his position.
It's a great call. It's a great call, Richard, and it's a great. Just before I let you go, I've got one question for you. Do you think that your approach here will be mirrored by the board? Do you think the board will extend the level of patience that you were ready to extend, or do you think the board will be more cutthroat?
No, I think the board will give him patience at least until the end of next season, and I think we'll be looking at re-evaluating it in a year.
Fair.
We're not a firing club. We're not a Chelsea. We're not like a Real Madrid that fire a manager after one bad run. Admittedly, it is a long bad run, but that is not the Liverpool way to fire managers after placing our trust and a heavy investment in them.
Fair enough.
Keep it slow. Give him a chance to put things right. He's got my 100% backing.
Great call, Richard. Great to talk to you. Liverpool fans, do you agree with Richard? Really do want to hear from you. Give me a call, 03717 22 3344. That's exactly the phone number that Billy called. Billy is a Liverpool fan. Billy, do you agree with what you just heard there from Richard?
No, sorry, mate. I don't agree at all. I think it's time for him to go.
And what's the answer then? Okay, let's pretend that you hold the keys to the kingdom. You hold the keys to Anfield. You sack Slot tonight off the back of that self-destruction at Ellen Road. What's the next manoeuvre? Who's the manager?
I think we need to get a temporary manager like maybe Steven Gerrard or maybe one at the moment and hold on to end of the season to wait for maybe Xabi Alonso to be available. The problem is like he's so arrogant. He keep on playing Gakpo, and Gakpo is not good enough to replace Luis Diaz. He doesn't cross. He doesn't pass to Kirkus. The problem is not Salah. I think the problem is like Konate, they don't work as hard as Nunes, Luis Diaz used to. He keep on the same players. He doesn't even like take Konate off and let Gomez a few games to give it a go to see difference. I've been watching Liverpool every single game, every week. This is the worst Liverpool team I've seen in the last 10 years, and it's really quite bad at the moment.
Last 10 years?
Even before, I think it's quite bad.
Mate, I can't quite remember, but how long ago was the back end of Brendan Rodgers? How long ago was Hodgson? Mate,
I think Brendan Rodgers, at least he finished second.
You are the reigning champions. This is slightly extreme. You are the reigning champions.
Worse. This is even worse. Like you're a champion, and then you end up like being a mid-label.
Okay. Well, it is a great call there from Billy, and Liverpool fans, I really do want to hear from you. 03717 22 3344. Now, still to come on talkSPORT this evening, it is the best boxing show on the radio. It's Fight Night with Adam Catterall and Gareth A. Davis. And if you want to hear Liverpool's crucial next Champions League game against Inter Milan, it's live on talkSPORT on Tuesday evening. But for now, keep your calls coming in to me on a huge day of Premier League action as the title race was blown wide open and Liverpool pressed the self-destruct button yet again. Give me a call, 03717 22 3344. That's 03717 22 3344. I could be talking to you live on talkSPORT after this.
Aguero, Solskjaer, Deeney, Watkins. Sure, you know all about those last-minute goals, but have you heard the one about the on-loan goalkeeper who saved his temporary employers from disappearing out the Football League and into almost certain financial oblivion? Back in 1999, Carlisle United, managed by Nigel Pearson, were fighting to stay in the Football League. Carlisle's finances were precarious with a capital P that season, leading to a scenario where, with 3 games to go, they had to ask the FA to sanction an emergency loan deal to bring in a goalkeeper. Swindon Town's Jimmy Glass arrived at the club. His efforts in his first 2 games earned the Cumbrians 2 draws. Those vital points meant that Carlisle went into their final game of the Division 3 season, now League 2, needing to beat mid-table Plymouth Argyle in front of their own fans and hope their relegation rival Scarborough didn't win against Peterborough at home. The game at the McCain Stadium finished 1-1, and with the same scoreline at Brunton Park deep into injury time, Scarborough's fans invaded the pitch en masse, believing their Football League status was secure, convinced they'd done enough to stay up. However, there'd be one more plot twist. Carlisle won a corner in the dying seconds, and up came Jimmy Glass. In one of those you couldn't make it up moments, Glass scored from a rebounded header and was promptly swamped by teammates and thousands of fans who quite simply couldn't believe what they'd just witnessed. As for Jimmy Glass, he became an overnight celebrity, but he never played for Carlisle again, and his playing career never really kicked on after that defining moment. He took on various jobs outside of football before finding his way back into the sport as player liaison officer at Eddie Howe's Bournemouth, and most recently the general manager at non-league Wimborne. Not the fairy tale ending to one of the most Hollywood moments in football, but the name Jimmy Glass will live on forever as the scorer of that goal, arguably the most important in any club's history.
It truly has been a joyful day of Premier League football. There has been so much to get our teeth into. The title race has been blown wide open. The game ended at Villa Park. The last kick of the game, Emi Buendia scored a goal to confine Arsenal to their first defeat for 18 games. Following that, Manchester City blew Sunderland away at the Etihad, and suddenly we are looking at a title race. The day then finished at Ellen Road with Leeds United securing a point with virtually the final kick of the game against Liverpool. Liverpool looked all over the place. They had the game in the bag. Hugo Ekitike put them 2-0 up and they were cruising. Suddenly, they pressed the self-destruct button and the game has finished 3-3. We are live on Prime Video, so come and see us in this glorious 17th floor studio. But remember, this show is all about you, your opinions. So give us a call, 03717 22 3344. You can air your views to the nation on the Rory Jennings Show on talkSPORT. And we are going to go straight back to the phone lines now, and we're going to speak to Steve. Steve, the Liverpool fan. Steve, what is going on? How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks, mate. Yeah, good show. I think what I want to say is that Arne Slott's got my unwavering support. I think he's a terrific manager. You can't imagine how difficult it is to manage a team going through that level of transition, and then also with the Diego Jota situation going on in the background as well. It's incredibly difficult. But what I would like to see him do is just not force some of the not force the situation like he is with some of the players at the moment. So I think he's trying to play players like McAllister into form. He's trying to play players like Isak into form. Right now, that's not the time for it. Like, let's get that Ekatike in. Let's get the players that are performing. You know, you're seeing Chiesa come in and make a difference. In the last couple of games, I think Salah's come in and been able to demonstrate something more than what I've seen from Gakpo. So I'd just like to see him make some of those changes that I think most people would see as almost common sense. And hopefully that'll buy more time to go and achieve what he's done in the past.
Steve, a lot of what you're saying is accurate here, right? It's a very rational take. But there is something going on at Liverpool. And do you know the word that I'm going to use? And I can't believe that I'm using this word to describe Liverpool Football Club, particularly this iteration of Liverpool Football Club. You're the champions. And yet the word I'm going to use to describe your performance, regardless of the opposition, fragile.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think, I remember Liverpool before we had the feel-good factor. You know, when we had it through Klopp, when we had it through Arne Slot, and you don't have a feel-good factor around your club when you've gone through what that club has gone through in the last sort of 6 to 9 months. It's really, really difficult. You know, I find myself watching Liverpool and, even when we're walking away with a 1-0 win against Real Madrid, I'm still sort of, it's a bit of an anti-climax because it's just that kind of season right now. And I can't imagine what those players are going through. So I think we've got to get behind them. We've got to give them time. I think Arne Slot's already got enough credit in the bank to have earned that. And then, I think just make the right decisions right now, play the players that are in form, and see what we can achieve.
Yeah, I think that's a very rational call there. Excellent work, Steve. Thank you very much for getting in touch. We're going to stay with the phone lines. We're going to go to Joey, who is also a Liverpool fan. Joey, you would have heard what our previous caller just said there. What I was going to say to you, off the back of what we saw today, I would have thought that what Aston Villa did to Arsenal earlier in the day at Villa Park, watching Arsenal lose a game, could potentially have piqued your interest as a Liverpool fan, could potentially have piqued the interest of Arne Slot, of this Liverpool team. You are a team that is desperate to retain a league title. You haven't retained a league title for nearly 40 years. And ultimately you throw it away against Leeds United. Did you dream of it earlier, before kick-off at Ellen Road? Were you dreaming of the title again, or have you confined that dream to the ash heap of history already?
Hello, Rory, mate. To be honest, Rory, I thought the way we're going, I didn't expect us to win tonight, to be honest. I mean, a draw, when you're going away to Leeds, no disrespect, but it's not good enough. It's not good enough, mate. I mean, I just don't know anymore. I mean, he's an arrogant man, Rory. I mean, I'm against it, to be honest. I'm against him. I mean, I want him out. I'm fed up now. Just watching him, I don't think there's any plan B. He keeps playing Gakpo on the left. I mean, he keeps I don't know, Rory. I don't know anymore. He's got 2 players there. He's got Chiesa. He's got young Rio. Why doesn't he play them? He doesn't give them a chance.
What sort of generosity do you think a manager deserves off the back of winning a league in their first season? What sort of generosity should they be extended?
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, Rory. I'm grateful for what he's done. Obviously, he's won us a league, but since last January, football has been bland. I mean, we're Liverpool Football Club. We're an attacking team. We're exciting, but since last January, it's been very, very bland.
Yeah.
Very bland, Rory. Before that, I think he was going off the back of Klopp's tactics, and he's tried to wear his own tactics in now, and we're seeing the real Slots team.
Have you seen enough? Have you seen enough of him to be able to change the course that the ship's on at the moment? Do you think he is tactically astute enough to find the answer to these problems?
No, I've got no confidence in him no more, Rory. I've got nothing in him anymore. I just don't think he's got a plan B. The team just looks lost. We've got no identity. I don't know anymore, Rory. I look at it and it's just, I'm not excited to go and watch my team play football anymore.
Okay, Joey, what's the answer? Let's say that the board are having these emergency conversations and there's going to be that image planted of the corner flag at Anfield, which suggests that a manager has lost his job. What's the answer?
Yeah, well, it's catch-22 really, Rory, isn't it? Because who's out there for us to get, you know what I mean? So There's no one out there for us to get at the minute. I mean, the only thing you could do is try and get Klopp back for 6 months and then look for your permanent manager. But it's not that easy, is it? So it's a catch-22, really.
Do you think that's the answer? If you could get Klopp back, is that the answer?
Well, I think man management throwing a shoulder, throwing an arm around the players, and that would get the players rallied up. I think he's lost the dressing room. I'm looking at the team play, and it just looks dead all over, Rory.
Really? Do you know what, Joey? It's a great call, and I must say that I'm looking at a couple of text messages that are coming in, and a lot of them are from Liverpool fans who completely agree with you, Joey. So it was a great call. Thank you so much for getting in touch. We're going to stay with the Liverpool versus Leeds United versus Liverpool game, but we're going to speak to now a Leeds fan, James. James, you are live on talkSPORT. I bet you are over the moon. Ellen Road erupted, didn't it?
Unbelievable, lads. He played them off the park. Did you see the Leeds fans? Unbelievable.
Were you in there today, James?
Unbelievable. Yeah, we're in there. We're just driving back to Exeter now. Leeds are staying up. Leeds are absolutely staying up, aren't we?
Yeah. How? What an amazing week. You take a maximum points off Chelsea, and then a point in the last kick of the game against Liverpool.
Chelsea, they're an absolute disgrace as well. And Liverpool, they've got nothing. Get rid of Slot. If they can't beat Leeds from the Championship, I was loving it. 3-all.
Do you think you're going to stay up, James?
Oh, 100%. We all love Leeds.
Yeah, it's a great call. I'm in a very difficult position here. Thanks very much for your call there, James. I'm in a very difficult position because on some level I like Leeds United to be in the Premier League. I think they're a good, prestigious club, excellent support, great rivalry, and I want clubs like that in the Premier League. You know, I sometimes find going to football a bit of a chore. I sometimes find the likes of Brentford and Burnley and Bournemouth fairly uninspiring. And Leeds United going to Ellen Road, you get a spring in your step. When Leeds United come to Chelsea, obviously there's a spring in your step going over the bridge. And then you speak to a fan like James, you suddenly think, God, I want these relegated again. You speak to a fan like that, you suddenly go, that's why I want them relegated. But no, on some level I do. I think the Premier League is a far better place having Leeds United in it. Let's now go back to the phone line, speak to Lewis. Lewis, a Liverpool fan, were you listening there? We just spoke to a very articulate caller who was suggesting that it's time for Arne Slot to depart. Would you agree with such a statement?
He's got to go. That was just the worst performance I've ever seen. We've got no fight left, and I don't know what to say.
Can I just... It was very, very rare that I'm accused of being the rational one in football conversation, right? But you know when you say it's the worst that you've ever seen? Come on.
No, just that.
Do you know what I mean? Look, you've got a 3-all draw. You've got a 3-all draw at Ellen Road. It's certainly not the end of the world. You've gone 3 games unbeaten. You've picked up 5 points this week. You're in touching distance of the Champions League spots. You're probably out of the title race, but it's not a guarantee. Had you won today, I would have said that you're kind of looking up the table and dreaming. Oh, is everybody just being a little bit... Are we catastrophising this situation a touch, Lewis?
Yeah, it's over the top, to be fair. It's just...
Well, that was easy.
It's just a comedy of errors.
Yeah. I mean, it's Konate. Is that the problem?
Yeah, I think we've got to try and get someone in. I mean, I don't know why we don't try and sign Quansah back in, January.
You've got to get Gahey, haven't you? You've just got to do everything that it takes to get Gahey out of Palace.
I'd pay easily 50 million. I know his contract ends in the season, but I'd pay 50 million in January because the season's going to be ruined without a solid centre-back. He's cost us too many games, Konate, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think it's unbelievable. Do you think he'll see the season out, Slot?
I hope not. I don't know if they'll give him a bit of credit for the last season, but I think he has to go. I think we need to go for a more proven manager.
Such as?
I know, like Roy Hodgson or Sean Dyche.
Get out of it, Lewis. Don't wind me up. This is where everybody's gone mad. Like, do people forget how bad Liverpool were under Roy Hodgson or Brendan Rodgers in the tail end of that period? Anyway, get in touch, Liverpool fans. I really do want to hear from you. 03717 22 3344. Next, we're going to be talking about the title race. Arsenal fans, how are you feeling? I haven't spoken to any Arsenal fans today. How catastrophic is the defeat at Aston Villa? Unai Emery putting a thorn in your side again. Let us know. Do you believe that you are still on course? Did the Manchester City results shake you up? City fans, are you going to do what you can do so well at the turn of the year? give me a call, 03717 22 3344. This is the Rory Jennings Show on talkSPORT.
Loves to deliver Arsenal a nightmare before Christmas. And it's rifled in by Buendia! Aston Villa lead! I've got to say, you've never seen celebrations like this. Villa have just given the rest of the Premier League an early gift. A proper title race.
Manchester City 3, Sunderland 0, and it's Phil Foden with his 5th goal in 3 games.
Are the Blues really in this title race? This result won't help. It's finished at the Vitality. Bournemouth 0, Chelsea 0.
And it's Spurs 2, Brentford 0, and Xavi Simons with his first goal for Spurs.
Once you get your first goal, you can see what it meant to him. Celebrating with the fans, stood on top of the ball.
Everton 3, Nottingham Forest 0. It's Keenan Dewsbury Hall, who at Leicester, born and bred, and scores against Nottingham Forest.
It's 2-0 to Newcastle. Ian Fleming looking for his 5th Premier League goal of the season, and he puts it into the back of the net. It's a lifeline for Burnley.
It's incredible. It's Leeds 3, Liverpool 3, 5 minutes into stoppage time. Al Tanaka off the bench has slammed in at the far post, and Aaron Road has gone berserk.
Oh, it sounded brilliant. This is the Rory Jennings phone-in show, and that is how Saturday sounded on talkSPORT as the Premier League went goal crazy with results affecting the title race and the relegation zone. And it all started with a table-topping encounter at Villa Park as Aston Villa scored a dramatic winner in added time to beat Arsenal to blow the title race wide open. We are now going to speak to Chris, the Aston Villa fan. Chris, are you in a title race?
Oh, hiya, Rory. Thank you very much for having me on tonight.
An honour to speak to you, sir. Are you in a title race?
Probably not.
That's a spirit.
No, I mean, it's like one of those seasons where it was a couple of years back where we played Sheffield United in the Premier League and we drew 1-1. And again, we had the opportunity of going top. But yeah, no, I don't think we are. I think we just have to enjoy the ride as it goes. I mean, this season, the start of this season has been really hard, and how Unai has changed Villa.
Can you talk to me about Unai Emery, please, Chris? I got quite a lot of stick on this very station when I called him the second best manager in the league. I don't think I'm wrong.
Oh, you're not, Rory. You're not. I mean, I think he's like top class. Yesterday evening, I was watching a YouTube vlogger, and he was saying like how well Unai has done at like Valencia, Villarreal. You know, he's just a tactical genius. I mean, the Leeds game a couple of weeks back, obviously Villa were 1-0 down. Brighton, 2-0 down in 30 minutes. So, okay, well, this is the run. It's over. I don't know what, you know. I mean, he's on. I wouldn't say a shoestring budget, shall I say? But what he's done over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, absolutely. It's great to talk to you, Chris. Brilliant words there. Thank you very much for getting in touch. We'll stay with the phone lines. We'll go to Sam, the Arsenal fan. How are you, Sam?
Yeah, very good, mate. How are you?
Yeah. Tell me, how drastic is the defeat for you today?
I don't think it's that big, really. And I think the biggest point for me is, so I'm 23. I was born in 2002. And which really means I've never seen Arsenal win the title. No. And I said to my dad after their Spurs and then the Bayern Munich win, I said, I would think I would actually be a little bit gutted if it was wrapped up by March and there's no sort of big jeopardy towards the end of the season and winning a title. So while it seems doom and gloom, I think we'll win it still. I think we've got the best squad. And actually, I think that really it makes it quite a bit more exciting.
I mean, this is the biggest, most incredible use of every cloud has a silver lining that I've ever had. Are you somehow positioning the defeat as a good thing in order to increase the jeopardy and therefore the buzz that you get at the end of the season? Because that is wild, sir.
Yeah, 100%. But why do we watch football? And it's for entertainment, right? So really, I want things to be more entertaining. Of course, I want my team to win. I'm very tribal about it. I absolutely love my team. But you want that big glory thing at the end of the season.
Do you know what's amazing, Tal? Do you know? And this is part of the reason that football is so brilliant. This is why we're all into it. This is why it goes pulsating through our veins. But everything that you've just said doesn't chime with the way I see the game at all. I completely disagree with every word that you said. Nothing resonates with me. But that's the beauty of it, I suppose. You like the idea of there being more jeopardy. I want Chelsea to be 15 points clear at Christmas.
Well, 100%. And I think if Arsenal maybe had the success that Chelsea has had over the last 15 years, and I'd seen it, then maybe so.
You're in it. You're in it because you've seen what Michael Thomas did at Anfield, or Sergio Aguero against Queen's Park Rangers. You want that buzz, that moment of euphoria at the end when a split second changes everything. You're in the market for that buzz.
Yeah, exactly that.
You're playing a dangerous game, though, sir. A very dangerous game.
Yeah, 100%. My first memory of football was when Jermaine Beckford scored for Leeds against Man United and the euphoria of that. I think that's what football's for, and I think that's why we watch it. So I'm not that doom and gloom. I still think we'll win it, but I think it might be a closer title race.
How damaging was the defeat today overall? Like, what do you think it means in terms of the way that you feel about the title race? Is it something that you just brush off and now you go another 18 games unbeaten, or is this going to have ramifications soon?
I think the league's too strong to expect a Invincibles season or a Chelsea under Mourinho where you conceded almost no goals. I don't think it's reasonable to expect that. It was always a difficult game today. The main point is how bad this loss is what happens in the next game. If we bounce back and it's a great performance, then really it's not the end of the world.
Are you
However,
about this life? Are you about this gangster life that you've chosen? Like, you have now chosen the path that is incredibly full of problems. You have chosen a path that has, you've lost today, you've watched Manchester City win today. They are now breathing down your neck. You're like those kids in the car in Jurassic Park. You know when the Tyrannosaurus Rex was like stomping around? That's you. The water is trembling.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I'm used to disappointment. I manage a relatively poor Saturday League side as well. I'm used to it. But the thing is when bad things happen, the good things are even better. So when we win next week, if we'd have won today, you win next week, and it's the same old thing. We win next week, and the euphoria of it's even better. I think the main thing is we're in it to enjoy it, and of course want our team to win more than anything. But at the end of the day, none of us would actually watch football, even if our teams are winning, if it wasn't enjoyable. We wouldn't. The reason why we do it is because we love it, and that's because it's the best sport in the world.
Sam, it's a fantastic call. And do you know what? It's an outlook that obviously other people will agree with. It's just not an outlook that makes any sense to me at all. But it was an honour to hear it, and I appreciate your call immensely. We're going to stay with the phone lines. We're going to speak to Stephen, a Manchester City fan. I'm looking forward to this. You're the first Man City fan that I've spoken to today, Stephen. I now begrudgingly have to want you to win the league. I support two teams now in the Premier League. I support Chelsea and I support whoever Arsenal are playing. Are you going to insulate me from the fear that is Arsenal winning their first league title for 22 years?
Rory, I'm certainly going to try and do that, mate. Before we start off, I just want to say I'm a completely avid watcher of all your content. I was watching the stream you did earlier on YouTube, and I was celebrating behind my phone screen just the same as you.
Mate, thank you very much. I do appreciate that. I really do. How significant do you think today will be when we look back on this weekend, this game week in May?
I think it's the turning point, to be honest with you. I really do. I think Arsenal are going to bottle it from now on, and City are going to steamroll the league.
Do you really?
Simple as that. Absolutely.
Yeah, I feel like what you've done today is make a real case, a statement. You are now breathing down the neck of Mikel Arteta. He can hear the hooves galloping behind him, Pep Guardiola's team finding rhythm. And do you know what's amazing? When you think about how bad City have been this season in terms of like the results and the amount of defeats, 4 defeats, and you think about how good Arsenal have been, 2 points is nothing.
I know, it's absolutely nothing. And that's what I've been trying to say to people. They're not listening. They all think Arsenal are going to go on and win the league that I've been speaking to today. But I just don't see it that way. You know, I see Arsenal, they've got frailties. They're showing frailties in the past couple of weeks. And I seen last weekend when they drew to Chelsea, yes, I do think Chelsea actually deserved to win that game. But Arsenal fans were coming away from it. You know, if that was City, I would be saying it's an 11-man City against a 10-man Chelsea. If we want to win the league, we have to win that game. And it's the same today against Aston Villa. You've got like the Arsenal fan previous to me on this show. He came on and said, "Oh, we can take this loss as some sort of victory. Let's make it a bit more competitive and let everyone back into it and lose."
Yeah, that was a wild outlook. Well, I say wild. I say wild from my point of view. I don't understand it. It doesn't resonate with me. I've never met anyone at football who thinks like that. But there must be a school of thought that adopts that outlook.
Well, I don't see that school of thought at all. I completely agree with you, Rory. And I would use the word wild as well, for his opinion.
I'm looking at your fixtures. In the Premier League. So you've got Real Madrid, but let's just park the Real Madrid fixture. Crystal Palace, and again, staying in the league, Crystal Palace, West Ham United, Nottingham Forest, Sunderland. That's the rest of your fixtures this calendar year. Sunderland is on the first. Do you take maximum points out of those fixtures?
I believe we do, yeah.
Do you know what is an amazing... I'm just looking at your fixtures and I'm looking at Arsenal's fixtures. I'm doing this on the spot. There is actually a world where Manchester City are top of the league on New Year's Day.
Well, it's funny you should say that, because that was actually going to be my next point. I do fully believe that come the turn of the year, Man City will be top of the league.
That'll be symbolic, won't it? If you go into the new year, when you think Pep Guardiola often says that the season starts in January. In fact, you won a league. Do you remember you played Arsenal? You played Arsenal on a New Year's Day. Rodri scored a last minute winner.
Oh, that was an incredible game.
You played on New Year's Day, didn't you?
Yeah. Well, that was actually a season where we were fighting Liverpool for the title. That was the season before Arsenal properly started challenging. But it was still a tough team, and yeah, we dominated that game, and we not luckily, deservedly, but got the win in the last minute with Rodri.
Yeah.
It was a brilliant game. I was in the pub for that one.
So you think you're going to win it, Stephen?
Absolutely do. 100%.
And
so confident,
and you know,
I want to make you confident in City.
Stephen, I desperately hope that you're correct. It's a horrible feeling for a Chelsea fan, but I now have to hitch my wagon to your horse. An honour to speak to you, Stephen. It's a great call. Thank you so much for calling in. Now, do us a favour, give me a call, 03717 22 3344. I'm looking at the phone lines now, and there is a bit of room, so give me a call, and you could be on talkSPORT after this break.
When you think about famous F1 circuits, the likes of Silverstone, Monza, Monaco come to mind. One of these is not like the others though. Monaco is just one of a number of street circuits on the calendar, and that number's only set to rise. There's a clear difference between a traditional circuit and a street circuit. One is a purpose-built facility on private land, the other is, as it sounds, a race through the streets of a major city. Monaco is the famous example, twisting and turning through the streets of the Principality with iconic
It's coming home, it's coming home, it's coming, football's coming home.
We'll go on getting back, so getting back.
with joy, doesn't it? I cannot wait for this World Cup. It is going to be electrifying. I'm so excited. I think that England genuinely have a significant chance of winning it. And after yesterday's World Cup draw, we found out exactly who England's opponents are going to be. And today, we found out where those games are going to be taking place and what time. Now, there is some good news and there is some bad news. The good news is, if you aren't going to the World Cup and you're not playing in the World Cup yourself, and you're going to be watching from England, I think that it's excellent. The times are great. You don't have the issues of kickoff times. It's not going to be a problem. You're going to be kicking off at fairly nice times. The problem, however, is for the England players. They are set to face some incredibly hot temperatures. We have been designated the daytime kickoffs. So yes, it's good news for the fans at home. But England are going to be kicking off between 3 p.m. and 5 p.m. local time. So when England play, for example, in Dallas, which I'm incredibly excited for, England playing in Texas. That is a game that I just definitely have to go to. We're going to be playing in Texas. We're going to be playing in Boston. We're going to be playing in New Jersey. But the average temperature in Dallas, for example, is 35 degrees. So England are going to be kicking off in 35 degrees. Any England fan who's going out there, and I'd certainly hope to be one of them, factor 50. We are going to need factor 50. 35 degrees in Dallas, 27 degrees in New York, 24 degrees in Boston. It's going to be tough. But for the England fans at home, I think this is almost ideal. The 3 p.m. kickoff time in America is a 9 p.m. kickoff time in the UK. So I think it's going to be actually a great World Cup for those England fans that are planning on watching it from England. It's going to be a sensational World Cup. This is it. This is our time. And remember, you will not miss a kick on talkSPORT. Every single kick will be available on talkSPORT. The entire World Cup coverage is coming to you live from talkSPORT. Let's now go back to the phone lines. Let's turn our attention back to the outrageous day of Premier League action that we had. And let's speak to James, the Liverpool fan. James, how are you, sir?
I'm very well. How are you?
Yeah, I'm very well. Overall, I can hear myself in the background of your radio, mate.
Oh, let me turn that off.
Thank you.
Turn our attention back.
Yeah, it's the last thing you need to be hearing. Double Rory Jennings. Nobody deserves that. Not even Arne Slot.
No, that's it. Exactly right.
What do you think with regard to this debate regarding Arne Slot, James?
He needs to be out, mate. 100%
Really?
He needs to be out. Yeah, 100%. The performances have been terrible this season. I mean, obviously, Konate, he is a problem, but he's not the only problem. He's trying to play a style of football that doesn't suit Liverpool at all. He's playing a possession-type football that doesn't suit Liverpool. You go from with Jurgen Klopp, where we're playing a pressing type of football, to now a possession type of football. It doesn't suit us at all.
At what point, though, do you think it's fair to sack a title-winning manager?
I know we won the league for us last season, but I think, you now look at the results. We should be up there with Arsenal, Man City. We should be in the top four. And to lose 9 in 12, 9 in 13, 9 in 14, and whatever we've lost, it's terrible. We should not be losing that many games. So I think now is the time it needs to go before it gets worse.
Did you see enough last year? Last year, I think it's fair to say, James, that Arne Slot, at various points, was tactically very astute. He was the 100%. Architect. He was the architect. You won the league by 10 points. You dethroned a 4-time winner in Manchester City. You prevented Arsenal from winning it. It wasn't your turn to win it. It wasn't rightfully your league. You came in and under Slot's vision, you bullied your way to a league title. In that season, you obviously saw moments where he demonstrated managerial brilliance. Did you see enough then to say that he can steer the ship back on course now?
No.
Why not?
No.
He won a league title by 10 points.
But even then, we still weren't playing great towards the end of last season. We still weren't playing great. I mean, the best game we've had so far this season was against Real Madrid. That's the best I've seen Liverpool play this season since we won the league against Tottenham last year. That is the best we've played this season, was against Real Madrid. We have not played great at all this season.
So what would your suggestion be? If you had the keys to the kingdom now, you think Slot to be sacked now? He makes his own way home from Ellen Road. He's gone.
Yeah, I'd then bring in Areola. I wouldn't bring Slot. I wouldn't bring Klopp back, because if it doesn't work out for Klopp, he's then going to lose his legacy that he's already got at Liverpool. I wouldn't want him to lose his legacy. Gerrard, I wouldn't bring in because he's not ready for it. He hasn't actually done anything as a manager. So I'd bring in the likes of Areola, who is a proven manager in the Premier League, and he plays the same sort of way as Klopp.
Do you know what? I like this suggestion, James, because I rate Iraola so highly. The only thing now that has started to creep into my mind, do you believe that there is such a thing as a manager that is good for small clubs but not necessarily able to translate those skills for big clubs? For example, Graham Potter was a very good Brighton manager but a pitiful Chelsea manager. Thomas Frank, an excellent Brentford manager, but he's very unpopular at White Hart Lane. And then you look around Europe and you look at all of the managers that are doing the business, none of them have exactly earned their stripes in the traditional sense. Do you think Iraola has what it takes to take on a club of the size, the infrastructure, the institution that's Liverpool Football Club?
Yeah, I do. I think so, yeah. I mean, you look at other managers, like obviously Arteta, he was obviously assistant manager under Pep Guardiola at Man City. He hadn't won anything, and now big names are wanting to play for him at Arsenal. Yeah, he hasn't won the Premier League, but he's still a great manager. I know that's Arsenal, and that was his first managerial job.
Yeah, it's interesting. It is interesting, but you have no faith in.
No, I've got no faith in Slot, and Konate should not put on a Liverpool shirt again.
Konate. There are a lot of players, though. You know, if you look at the individuals, if we want to play this game, obviously we're going to focus on Konate because it has been pitiful. But if Virgil van Dijk is supposed to be a Premier League icon, you know, we've listened to Jamie Carragher, haven't we? We've listened to Jamie Carragher tell the world that Virgil van Dijk is the best Premier League defender of all time. Virgil van Dijk is better than Rio Ferdinand. Virgil van Dijk is better than John Terry. If Virgil van Dijk is supposed to be this great, in the pantheon of greats, better than Tony Adams, better than Sol Campbell, better than Vincent Kompany, better than Terry, better than Ferdinand, should he not be elevating the standard of that back line?
100% he should be. But when you've got someone like Konate in the back line with him who is dragging Van Dijk out of his natural position to then cover Konate's position as well, and he's then having to cover both lines, he's going to make mistakes. We need a solid centre-half with Van Dijk, someone like Guéhi, who can then defend as well. Van Dijk can then focus in his own position, and we'll then see the best of Van Dijk again.
And while we're talking, James, can I just get your thoughts on Mohamed Salah? The points that you have accrued this week. I don't think it's been a terrible week for Liverpool, by the way.
It hasn't been terrible.
The run that you were on, you were losing. What did you lose? 9 out of 12 games? Suddenly you're undefeated in 3 and you've taken 5 points. Mohamed Salah was on the bench for every single one of them.
I don't think Salah is the main problem. I think Slot is making a stand with him. I think he's a player that is very hard to manage because when you go back to the West Ham game where that was the first game he'd been dropped in 57 games, I think he's now also getting ready for when Salah goes to AFCON Nations. And that's probably why he's, dropping him, so we can then try and get used to him not being there for 6 games.
Very interesting, Jay. It's a great call. Thank you very much for your call. It's great to talk to you.
And you, cheers.
We're going to stay with the phone lines. We're going to go to Keith, the Aston Villa fan. Keith, were you in there today?
I wasn't, mate. No, I was watching on the telly. I went down last week for the Wolves match. I stay in Glasgow, so it's a bit of a trek to go.
Yeah, absolutely. What a result.
Absolutely buzzing. Yeah, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I just wanted to put it to you today that, I never thought I'd be phoning up saying this, but could we be talk challengers? The fact that...
Keith, what's interesting? Do you know what's interesting, Keith? You're not the first Aston Villa fan that I've spoken to today, but you are the first Aston Villa fan that is ready to discuss this. I think you're right. I agree with you, by the way. But I do think it's slightly interesting that the time is 8:44. We've been live for well over an hour. I've spoken to at least 5, possibly 6 Aston Villa fans, and you're the first person that's ready to talk about a title charge.
Well, maybe I'm just an optimist. I don't know. But what I will say is, everyone keeps saying we didn't spend any money, and neither did Liverpool last season. What happened there? What they're doing this season, they've spent so much money, and so who knows what's going to happen? But we've got a well-drilled team now. Lots of players that have been with the team for a while. We've got like Konza and McGinn, Watkins. So they've all got that experience behind them as well. So I'm hoping anyway, if we can get through December, because December's tough. If we can get through December and still be around and about in the mix, I think we'll have a chance. But yeah,
what's the first dream? Champions League football.
Yeah, look, if you'd have said to me after the first 5 games, you're going to be in the Champions League this season, I'd have laughed at you, So yeah, Champions League football. If we get that, any Villa fan will tell you that's amazing. So let's get top 5, and that's just brilliant. Anything else is a bonus, but we're allowed to dream, aren't we?
Absolutely.
There, so why not?
Absolutely. It's another great call there, Keith. Fantastic to talk to you. Now, keep your calls coming in. Do keep your calls coming in. 03717 223344. You can air your views on the Rory Jennings Show on talkSPORT. Now, talkSPORT has teamed up with Pitch Experiences to bring you an all-out VIP experience at the PDC World Darts Championship at Alexandra Palace on the 23rd of December. You and 3 mates could be living it large with platinum seats, fine dining, a complimentary bar and exclusive access to the 501 Lounge with Russ the Voice Bray. Then it's straight to your prime table for the best view in the house as the darts drama unfolds. For your chance to win, text DARTS to 83338. Simply do that. Text the word DARTS to 83338. Text costs £2 plus your standard network rate, or call 0343 4217 508. That's 0343 4217 508. Lines close at 4 p.m. on the 18th of December. That's when you'll need to answer your phone if it rings. 18 plus and UK residents only. This is a network promotion. Full T's and C's are on our website. Now, before we go back to the lines, let's hear from the 2 managers from the Premier League game. And speaking after his side's 3-3 draw with Liverpool, Leeds manager Daniel Farke has nothing but praise for his players.
Outstanding, especially after this week with the third game within 8 days against one of the top sides in Europe, and then never to know once you're beaten and to come back from 2-0 down, really unnecessary with sadly 2 mistakes in possession, and then to be able also to swap our formation again and then try to change the game, to come back, then another sucker punch, a bit out of over emotional behavior against the ball. We stepped out too early without the trigger, concede the goal, but it's credit to the mentality, fitness level, yes, of course, but more I would say the mentality and the spirit of these lads, and this togetherness and this fight that they have in their hearts is really outstanding and second to none, and they should be really, really proud.
And Liverpool boss Arne Slot, who saw his side throw away a 2-0 lead, had this to say around the noise at his club at the moment.
I felt the pressure last season when we were close to winning the league. Then there's a lot of pressure. Now there's a lot of pressure. There is always a lot of pressure if you play or you are the manager of Liverpool. How comfortable am I in my skin? I don't think anyone that is related to Liverpool Football Club, either if you're a player or if you are a fan or whoever you are disappointed at moments, and I'm one of them.
Yeah, I bet he is disappointed. Probably as disappointed as Tom, the Liverpool fan, who has called talkSPORT. Tom, you're live.
You all right, Rory?
Yeah, I'm all right, mate. How are you?
Not too bad, thanks. My voice is gone, so bear with me.
Yeah, were you there today?
I wasn't there, no, just watched it on ours, but I'm just sick and tired of the whole... I think I'm the only one so far. I've not heard anyone else say this, but the formation, it always a 4-3-3 every single game. And I don't know whether that's just me or just looking at that from other managers' points of view. You're looking at it and going into it thinking, right, well, if you're going for 4-3-3, I can get around this. I'll play this. I'll play that, and it's just the same. It's the same situation every single game, and nothing's changing.
And what do you think is the future then? Do you think he can get it right? Did you see enough in his brilliance last year guiding you to a title?
No chance. Not a chance. I think he'd got it right. He'd got it right well before now. I think it's gone. I think everyone else knows he's gone, and I think himself. I think he knows he's gone as well.
Really? What do you think the next step should be?
I think he needs to be sacked. I think that's the new sack, and then just either get a coach in for the time being or a world-class manager. I think Gerrard's not the answer. I think I'm with you actually with the from reading one of your posts. It was Zidane. I'd have Zidane in.
Well, do you know why I said that, Tom? Like Zidane, I was using Zidane almost as an example. When you think about who Liverpool are, like the prestige of the club, I'm just surprised that somebody of that magnitude isn't being linked. Like that's the answer, isn't it? Somebody with genuine aura.
You need someone with aggression and just some attitude. Even with Jürgen in the back, I don't compare him with Jürgen with Slot, but you'd see Jürgen scream at these players, and you'd know at half time, these players are going to get up in, a right rollicking. And then you look at Slot just on the touchline, just stood there and clueless and like clapping at the end of the. And I just think like you need someone with a bit with some bottle and stuff. Do you know what I mean? There's players there that aren't playing every week, 110%. And they're getting played every week. Chiesa, the problem with Chiesa, like he puts 110, like even last against who did we play last? Sunderland, and he won us the game. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Can I ask you, Tom? I know that it hasn't been a good week for you overall, right? But you have gone unbeaten, and when you think of the run of form that you were in prior to this week, it's an improvement. Mohamed Salah has been on the bench for that entire run. Do you hold him accountable? Do you want him back in the first team? What is the story surrounding Mohamed Salah from your perspective?
I would hold him totally accountable. If it were me, I'd have him playing 20 minutes towards the end of the game, getting back into form. I would not have him sat there off the entire game, but I think he was right to be benched. I agree with that because I agree with that with any player who's not playing 100%. Gakpo should have been benched today. I don't think it's the fault. I think he had a decent game, but he's so what do you call it? What's the word? Predictive. So every time he's on that right, he's going to turn it, put it onto his right foot every single time. He never takes it away. With Diaz, you never know which way he was going.
Yeah, the unpredictability of it.
Gakpo's the same, and if Slot can't see this, and even the coaches, you beg to think what's happening in training, because the same things are happening every single week. Set pieces, you think like, what are they doing? And like I just think it's way above his head, and I think he's lost it. And I think he's lost it. I think he's lost Anfield as well. You used to go into Anfield and you'd have the whole, what James said before, our best performance was Real Madrid. I said, now I put that down to Trent Alexander-Arnold coming back into Anfield, and you knew Anfield was going to be ready for that. I said, but you come into all these games coming forward now, you just think you know you're not going to win this. You're not going. You don't feel like
it's over. Like it's over by the shouting.
You know what I mean? You see, Leeds have come into that game after the defeat against Chelsea. We'll have these. We can bring this back, and they did.
Yeah.
You know what
Tom,
like?
can I ask you a question on the legacy of Salah? Like, if he's been dropped for these 3 games, you found a little bit of form. His form this season hasn't been good enough.
No.
At various points, Liverpool fans were talking about him as a great, forcing his way into a Liverpool team, the best Liverpool team ever.
Yeah.
How does this season affect his legacy at Anfield, do you think?
I don't know. I don't know whether it's Slot's tactics, whether it's a slow move. I know he had him last season, and he was in a heavy metal style, Jurgen Klopp style football team. Do you know what I mean? He's lost a load of players. He's brought in new players coming in. He's played them players as well straight in. He hasn't brought Isak in. Well, Isak and all these other players in slowly. They brought him in all at the same time. So Salah's just, I don't know, he's not getting the link-up play, especially with Trent as well. Trent gone, he's not getting the link-up play. I just think, I don't know, I don't want to say he's had his day, but you could say that with Virgil as well. You were saying before about Virgil being the greatest. Everyone hits that peak.
Yeah.
And I think with Mo, it's kind of the same thing. I think he's, it's going to hit him hard being sat on the bench, but whether that impacts him on the pitch, I don't know coming on, but it hasn't done so far, has it?
I must say, Tom, it's an excellent call, and I really appreciate you taking the time to give me a bell. Sadly, though, that is all we have time for, and that is all from me tonight. As always, thank you so much to everybody who called into the show. I really hope you've enjoyed it. I certainly have. I will be back on Friday evening from 7 with Thank Football. It's Friday. There's a lot of football on talkSPORT this week. So much football. It's going to be fantastic, including Wolves taking on Manchester United on Monday, which to me feels like a Wolverhampton Wanderers win written all over it. And Champions League and Europa League games across the network, including Liverpool taking on Inter Milan. All the details are on our website, talksport.com. And remember, you can hear all of Sunday's goals as they go in on Game Day Live from 1:30, and that's followed by the fantastic show that is majestic and experienced Premier League manager Alan Pardew taking your calls from 6:30. But coming up next, it's the best boxing show on the radio. It's Fight Night right here on talkSPORT.